Hi, I want to share with you how Esther Hicks has really inspired me to be on this spiritual path that I am on right now. So, my ballroom dance teacher, this was like 10, 15 years ago, recommended Ask and It's Given. That's like the famous book, right? I swear it's my Bible. I still read it to this day. And when I first read that, I was maybe 22, something like this. And I thought, okay, this is an interesting book. Up to that point, I've never done anything spiritual. I had just graduated from Northwestern University, like a newbie to life. Okay, I was a newbie to my work, to everything, to a relationship. And so my teacher was like, why don't you read this book? It's really interesting. She thought I was the kind of person who would be open to it. So I read it, like a good student, because she was my teacher. And I thought, okay, it's cool, law of attraction. Step one is what ask, and then step two, it's given, and step two, you allow it, or step three, you allow it, or something like this, right? So, at the time, I had a lot of judgments. I was like, okay, you know, the grammar is not that good. I said to my teacher. She was my dance teacher, so of course she was like, okay, no problem, just be open to it. And so she really put me on a spiritual path. Okay, not only did she introduce me to a new career, because I did open up my own dance studio later on. So Esther is very inspiring, because she was like basically the founder of all of this law of attraction teachings, right? Like everything from The Secret. I think the whole movie, The Secret, is based on the law of attraction teaching from Abraham Hicks, right? From Esther Hicks. So it's like one of those things that just put me on a completely a plane, a wavelength than anything I had experienced before. And I'm really, really grateful to her work. So when I started channeling the spiritual guides in one of the first things that they said to me was, why don't you go review Law of Attraction? And I hadn't honestly read it in about 10 years. I've done a lot of self work by that point, and I've read a lot of spiritual books, channeling and not, just everything under the sun. And they said, why don't you go and review the Law of Attraction book? It's going to be good for you. And they've told me since then, just read a little bit of the book every single day. It doesn't have to be every single day, but more or less, like review it constantly, they said. So, and it's interesting, right? Because I have the spiritual guides I can talk to, obviously, on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day when I feel like complaining about a lot of different things. They're like, yeah, just review it. And that has helped me a lot, right? Also in my own channeling work, in my life, in my personal life, in my finances, health, everything. And I think what's more is that Esther really stands for kind of living on purpose. For me, she stands for living on purpose because she's somebody who, I think she worked in the corporate world before. And, then Abraham obviously came to her and she started doing this. And it's very new, right? Back in the days, it's like, I think she started this work in the 1990s. It's still early. So it's just amazing to see somebody, I guess, so bravely take on the challenge of sharing this work. Because I don't think it's easy. I've had a lot of fears when I first started channeling. Because, I went to Northwestern, and everybody who graduated from that kind of school are doctors, lawyers, and engineers, not spiritual channels. Okay, so I thought being a ballroom dance teacher was really far out there when I first started, let alone being a channel. But this is my calling now, and she really laid that path for me. So I'm eternally grateful to Esther Hicks. And, if you haven't read her works, I definitely recommend, every single book that she has ever written. Has really changed my life and many, many people out there. But what's more is I want to share with you, it's also time for you to really tap into own unique gifts, because we each have that calling. And a lot of people come to me and they ask me, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life. But they actually do know on some deep level. Like, I only read channeled books. Every channeled books out there I've probably read. And I loved all of them. So that, shows where my interest was already, for many years. And so whatever you're really obsessed about, follow that trend, follow that interest. It could be, I'm being really silly here. Like, I would learn things from like watching a cartoon. I learn things from watching a dog video. I was just telling a friend earlier, I was like, yeah, I'm learning all these life lessons by watching these dog videos on YouTube. I mean, you know, it's life, right? Life is not like a straight line. Sometimes you got to do like the zigzags. So start really tapping into, what is it that really inspires you? Because you just never know. It could be just like right underneath the nose, right? And you're not noticing it. So start to notice what really inspires you and what brings you joy every single day. All right, and I'll see you next time.